And it was 1 year ago today. 3 women and a little girl were rescued from Seymour Avenue. Amanda and Gina are in Washington, D.C. today, where they'll be honored for their courage at the annual Hope Awards dinner. And Michelle's book, Finding Me, was released today. It's already on the Amazon bestseller list. Just about every Clevelander remembers where they were when they heard the news on May 6, 2013.
But there is one detective in particular who finally had the answer he had searched for through a decade. Chris is back with that story.
Well, Lee, Danita, it was 2004 when Gina DeJesus disappeared. She vanished, leaving investigators no clues to go on. Now, one of those investigators was a 1st District Lieutenant at the time assigned to the Detectives Bureau. Now a commander, he talked with our Dave Arnold about the often frustrating experience.
4 days after Gina DeJesus was reported missing, then Cleveland Police Detective Brian Heffernan began a 9-year journey. We sat down to discuss that determined search for answers.
What went through your mind when you first got this case?
It just became almost too big for one person to work because it became obvious it was something out of the ordinary. The FBI got involved, I think, that next day with us as well. I think the family was reassured when the FBI got involved.
At one time, how many people were working this case?
Like some days, there might be 8 or 10 1st District detectives between the Detective Bureau and the Vice Unit, and even some uniform officers.
Sorting out countless leads, Heffernan and dozens of others remain undaunted.
It's a densely populated area over there. How tough was this? I mean, to really get out there and dig?
When you work in that area, you deal with all those people anyhow, so it wasn't that tough. It was more frustrating than anything because nobody saw anything, and we couldn't get anybody to tell us they saw anything. And when somebody would say they saw something, it led us down the wrong trail.
Even through well-earned promotions over the years, Gina and her family's plight never left Heffernan's thoughts.
It never really left the back of your mind, did it?
Oh, never, no. No. I had the poster on my wall last year on May 6th. It was still on my wall.
And then the day came we will all never forget.
Your mind had to go right to their family because you knew what this meant to them and the hope that they were holding out for so many years.
That's what's the most remarkable thing about this whole story is the family and the fact that they never gave up. They never let anybody give up. They never wavered course. I mean, and that was a tough time for those people, and they were remarkable. They really were.
Did you get a chance to talk to Gina?
I did.
When you looked in her eyes and that relief on her and the fact that she finally was out of that situation, what was it like for you to share that moment with her?
Well, everybody was emotional. There's no way you can't be emotional. I mean, like I said, it was a miracle. How often do you see a miracle?
Live on 5 in Cleveland, I'm Dave Arnold.
And Commander Heffernan says he'll never forget where he was when he got word that Gina was rescued. It was in the gym working out. He immediately called the FBI agent he worked with for so many years to confirm the news. They both then arrived at the hospital at the same time. And Lee and Danita, Commander Heffernan says he'll never forget also the look of relief on Gina's face and her parents' faces when he saw them at the hospital. We're live on Seymour. I'm Chris Flanagan. Ladies, back to you.
All right, yeah, so many images from those couple days that are just really burned into our memories.
And we definitely remember the families when they were reunited with their daughters again.
Up.
Oh, it's incredible.